There's a question about how long you do business and stuff.
So we can start. All right. So my goal here is to take us through a journey. So I'm the entrepreneur, you're the creative. So we're going to learn from each other, right? Who is curious? Why are we having creative entrepreneurship? Like it's a different form of entrepreneurship. Who knows what? Why do we have to coin? Like we don't say medical entrepreneur. We don't do that. Just entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs across the globe, right? Why do we now have some set of entrepreneurs that we say, oh, these are creative entrepreneurs? Why?
Because it's more spontaneous. The creative industry is more spontaneous. You can actually predict the outcomes of certain projects. Unlike the other business, you have to work with this or the creative industry, sometimes some projects don't usually follow the same routes.
I see what you're saying, but I think my position there would be that it's the same for every business. So most times when you have a product, you really don't know how far the product is going to go. So when the guy that started Facebook started, he actually wasn't thinking of a world dominating product. He just wanted to be able to connect with his friends within campus, right? So I think that's the same thing. So anyone else wants to share? Why do we have creative entrepreneurship? It's a free class. We could just talk. Please. Okay.
I think I'm just saying something
Okay. So if I would coin your feedback, why we have creative entrepreneurship is because most creatives have to, it's more skill sets, innovation and feeling, like expressing their feelings, right? Okay. You seem to agree with that?
But it says that like the term entrepreneurship, okay, the term entrepreneurship just focuses on individuals who are starting out, and the creative part of it talks about another field of another set of individuals also. I think the course is important because there's not really a specific guide or set of principles that you have to take as a creative when you are venturing into the entrepreneurship field. So that's creative entrepreneurship, just training or teaching on how to do, what's starting out as a creative.
Okay. So maybe I should do something. Maybe I should tweak the question and ask, how do we have more creatives that are employed or more creatives that are entrepreneurs? Which is which?
We have more than that.
Exactly. Why is that?
Okay, the creative space, I should say, creativity is an animal of entrepreneurship. So it's possible for you to find those in the creative space that does not to harness the entrepreneur side of their creativity. So when we talk about creative entrepreneurship, I believe it's about finding how we can harness, how we can make our skills, our talent profitable, how we can make our creativity big for us.
What's the core duty of an entrepreneur? What's the core function? Why do the entrepreneurs exist? Have you thought about it?
Business. Yeah, so.
Or why do they exist?
To solve particular problem in society.
That's it. That's it. You said? Can you guys hear us? Oh, okay. That's good. There are a lot of them. Okay, so please say it again.
Yeah, to solve a problem in society.
All right. So that's why entrepreneurs exist, right? So it's possible for you to be a creative, but you're not solving any problem. You know that because you're just expressing yourself. And that's why you have very good, talented guys. Nobody is doing any business with them. So I'll tell you a story. One time, I think when I was 22, I had this guy that I was managing he's an artist. I was managing him, and he sings patois. You guys know what patois is, right? So that he sings that. No, but then do you guys know when Jolly, well, your love they make me. Okay, so now he also knows how to sing like that. The challenge was when Yori was raining, my artist decides that what he wants to be singing and focusing on is patois. And I told him, I said, bro, come, see, I understand how you want to express yourself as an artist. It's good, it's great, but we're going to die. We're not going to survive. Nobody's going to know us. Yes, we'll be local champion. Everybody in the street knows us, an icon, we're awesome, we're good. But that's it. That's where it's going to end. And he thought I was joking. Piggyback. Now we're in 2022. He's a photographer. So the whole musical creativity expression in him died because he was frustrated. At a point in time, I counted my losses, checked my investment, closed my book. I said, at this point in time, I cannot continue to fund nonsense. Because you need to understand that, yes, this might be something you like, you enjoy doing, but there's a real problem in the market. So if you're not solving that problem, no one is going to come to you. And that's the truth. So you being a creative entrepreneur is being able to create that balance between your full expression, right, and the problem and the challenges that exist in the market. Do we understand? And while during this course, and what we're doing during our approach for this training is, guys, you all need to go online to do this course. What we are taking for you guys is what you would need to do to grow your business, start your startup, right? Improve your own capacity. You understand? That's the areas we want to focus on during the sessions, all our sessions, right? From myself to my next speaker, next speaker to next speaker. What we just want to focus on is giving you those skill sets, those tools that would help you, right, become awesome, right, entrepreneurs. But for the program itself, right, you need to please go online and complete trainings. Are we good?
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so I actually didn't give a lot of intro about myself. I just basically said my name is Sheon Ogulano, right? But am I supposed to dial down on that and tell you why I am the best person to speak about this? Okay, can someone get me my bag? Please get me my bag. So my wife was at home one day and then she got a bag. Oh no, sorry. How many of you have seen this Dell laptop bag? All right, so I saw it and I thought it was nice. And then my wife had this fabric that was cool. And then I said, let me try with it. And then I came up with this. And this is my second one out of the free work I do. Beyond that, I'm part of the startup team for archery, promoting archery in Nigeria. So we have an archery club. We have a space in Wuse Zone 5, where we promote archery. And all the wares, I make them for them, right? Beyond that, I was once the program director for Ventures Platform. How many of you know Ventures Platform? All right, okay, so we did Startup Nigeria, Click on Kaduna, like, a lot of programs. Beyond that, I do consulting. I do people and process management consulting. Currently, I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Suburban Fiber Co. So if you want to have the best internet in Abuja as of now, I think we provide practically the best internet. That's the internet. Is that Legend? Yes. And that's what you're using here. All right, at the facility. All right. So in one part of me, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yes, I forgot. I have a food business. And why I'm telling you all this is because a part of me, I like to create things, right? I like to create things, put a structure around it and move. I get bored easily. So what I try to do in my journey is learn how to build people. So when I go into an organization, I'm looking for who is that person that I want to build, because I know in 2 years I want to get out of this place because I'll get bored, right? So then I create systems and structures that will make it stand, right? Or build the capacity of the people in-house to be able to create that system and keep it working. So that's basically what I do, right? So that's why if I begin to tell you my profile, I have different parts of me, different versions. But every one of them is standing because I have people that I've handed over to that I'm running, right? So I think I've done my introduction enough. Okay, so let's get into business. Creative entrepreneurship. First, let's have the highlight of the conversations. We'll be talking about the African creative economy, bringing your idea to life, finding the right people, building your business, branding and marketing your business. In a short summary, if you forget anything, what we're going to learn today is prototyping. If you forget all these highlights, what we're going to learn at the end of the day is prototyping, how you need to prototype your ideas or your business, right? Before you eventually, right? Okay, so my name is Sheun Ogunlano, aka Strong. Have they got so many? All right, next slide, please. All right. So, how many of you know the creative economy is a multi-million-dollar economy? We all agree. Then we finish the conversation on the introduction. Do you understand? Because that is what it is. Because I'm supposed to just go and tell you, oh, this is why this economy is investing, and this is why you need to be in it, because there's a lot of money, right? That's it. It's you know one funny thing about creative. So you could practically just express yourself and you can become the next, maybe Dangote. You don't believe, right? You believe. So that's it. That's the reality. And that's how big the economy is. So it depends on how do you want to go into the economy, how do you want to create the economy, how do you want to manage the economy. But it's a multi-billion-dollar economy. But let's now come into Africa. Next slide. Oh, so this is the aspect of the creative industries. We have the media, consumption, culture, technology. And every one of you here is in one of these categories. I know some people said they were photography, they're doing photography, right? Yeah, so you're expressing us in culture. Someone said UI, UX in consumption. Someone says, is there anybody in technology? All right. Oh, what do you, software? Oh, web design. Oh, you call it soft art. Okay, sort of. All right. Is anyone into media, books? Oh, awesome. So this is the This is the economy, like this is the component of the things in the industries, right? Why every one of them see themselves separate, but it's just one. And this is how there was a research that was carried out by an institution in Britain, and this is how they classified the four segments of the industry, right? So if you're in a creative space, you're in one of these four components, right? And then I talked about the fact that the economy itself is a multi-billion-dollar economy. Let's go to where we are in Africa. So it's interesting that it's a multi-billion-dollar economy, but you know, we have practically the best creatives in the world, right? Yeah, but we don't even have 1% of that economy. It's amazing. So one of the things I would want to jot your brain is, how do you ensure that we begin to bring the money back to us? That's one of my goals today, right? So we practically don't even stand 1%. Like we don't even make up to 1% of the total fund in the economy. And that's something that we should think about. So it means that if you guys do what you need to do, right, and you do it right, in the next 10 years, when we're having this conversation, we clearly say that now Africa, because of you, accounts for 40% of the money in that country. And by that time, I'll be mega rich because I'll be consulting for you guys, right? So there's a video I want us to watch. Don't worry, we'll be watching a lot of videos. I like fun a lot. Expand. Look. Yeah. No, it's still there. Can I get sound? It's not connected. How many of you know this? How many of you know this song? I can't hear. I want them to hear. How do we make them hear? You said?
You don't have to switch because it's connected to the.
Okay. It's a lot of time because I have like 4 or 5 minutes to watch. Oh, I even wanted just the TV has don't sound like, and the TV sound not just be like that. Okay. Yeah, we can switch outside. How many of you know this song? Do you like it? How many of the remix have you seen? Like people's personal people. No, I know. How many of the like human remix, like street remix have you seen? People dancing to it, vibing to it. Have you seen people of different color, nation, white, blacks, Latinos? Where's this from? Oh, really? Wow. Please, how much have we made from this song? How much have we made from? Like, how much have we? Is this song supposed to be contributing to our GDP now? But is it? Yes. Just this song is supposed to be contributing to our GDP. Because everywhere, just open anywhere. Yeah, just scroll through your any platform. Before you scroll 10, you will hear, I mean, what's the issue?
Because the original, the background, became so they come back to the door, they hadn't that take some off music platform and everything. So I don't know what they went back to do behind the scene or something.
So do you know that there's no creative that has original idea? True of us. So you see the problem. It's because we are not well positioned, and so they take advantage of our ignorance. So it's not just that you want to create; you also have to be smart about it. Tell me now, tell me just one very original thing that came, boom. No, everybody builds upon what someone else has done. That's how the creative space works, right? Right? Is there anybody that created their code and started from nowhere, just imagined everything from beginning to the end and did it? No. You either copy someone's principles, steps, right? That's how it works. But how you can express it, right? That's the difference. If you play the guitar, if I can play the same African queen, and then somebody else will play the same African queen, and it will be different, but it's right? That's how the creative space works. If you're writing a code, someone else will say, I don't understand how this guy wrote it, but it's the same PHP or Laravel you guys can use it. Do you understand? Like it's the same thing. But how you express yourself is what differentiates you, right? So next slide, please. So this is the burden that I have, right? There's practically nothing happening in that African creative economy. Nothing on that side. And that's there's nothing. Because we don't keep statistics. So I ask you, how many songs have we produced this year as a nation? We don't know. It's the one that hits that comes up. And even that one said for 2 minutes, right? If I ask you how much money has each artist, like even the top artists that we know, how much money have they made this year? Don't know. So we don't keep statistics, we don't keep records, right? We don't even take time to do some research and like just begin to categorize things. How many solutions have we built as a nation? We don't know. Do we know? Because nobody's keeping track. And then what's the impact of these solutions that we've created? No one knows. So the slides, and I'm just here to just provoke our thoughts. Like, really, if you want to do this entrepreneurship within the creative space, there's a lot of challenges that you can solve. And sometimes what you might even just need to do is just create an order around it first before you start building, right? So while we go into our journey, while we go back to our businesses, while we go back to our career, we need to begin to see that there are a lot of potentials in the African creative economy that we can position ourselves for, that we can position ourselves, position our business, and position our country for, right? That's something we should give a lot of thought into, right? Next slide. All right. Okay. All right. Bring your idea to life. Let it be light. No, we've done this. Oh. No, we've done this. Go back to the slide. Go back to the slide. Next slide. All right, so yeah. So how many of you have started your business? How many of you have started your business? Just one. You are still in the, okay, you are still in the design phase. All right, so I'm just going to run you guys through these 6 steps. A lot of you would have had your ideas. A lot of you are still working, but the best way for you to come up with an idea, first thing is have an idea machine, or I call it an idea bank. Sometimes you just pick one idea and you just run. That's a very good place, right? So what you want to do is you want to have an idea machine or an idea bank where you document all the ideas that come to you, either while you're walking, while you're talking, while you're having sessions, while you're going for conferences. You want to have this book or this journal where all your ideas, as funny, as clear that it is, right? You just want to have a journal, right? Now, let me tell you one of the things this idea machine or idea bank does for you. So there gets a point in time where, let's say, for instance, you start with one idea and then it blows, using the word lightly, right? And then your customers are going to ask you, what next? You know, when you've blown, it's difficult for you to generate original ideas anymore. But if you have your idea bank or your idea machine, sometimes your new product improvement or your new feature is just an extract from that idea bank or idea machine. So you're always on top of it. And this is where I learned one of this is when how many of you still know P square? Okay, so they are still relevant. She's thinking. Do you know P square? The guy that's like, this is a temptation. All right, okay, so because I don't want to say something that so in one of their interviews they asked them that their first song was that their original first song, and they were like, no, nobody likes the song. So they came up with a different song, and that's what you did, right? And then 4 years after they were famous, they brought out the song. And at the point with them, they brought out the song. We just took the song, not because the song was not, because we know them. It's this way. You can't go wrong. You understand? So sometimes your first idea might not actually be your best. So that's why you have the idea machine and the idea bank and just dump them. The next thing is building blocks. You know, I was telling you that no creative is building something from nothing, right? Now, building block means that you should have a foundation. And the foundation might be another creative, works of another creative. The building block might be knowledge from another industry. The new building block might be like just something from nature. Do you understand? You should always have a building block, something you're starting with, right? It doesn't have to be, what's the word now? If you check most of the products or solutions or designs that, okay, let me just look at this artwork, like this particular artwork, right? It's beautiful, right? Okay, but Africa, they're not the one that designed the map of Africa now, have you? Do you understand? You know the sculpture in the middle, right? The person is not the owner of it now. So those are building blocks, right? Because his own genuine work, right, is the color play around the canvas. Do you understand? But is it the one that owns triangle or circle or line? No. Do you understand? But he has been able to use existing blocks, right, and to express his or her own design. Do you understand? So always at every point in time, right, have building blocks, right, that will help you grow your idea. The next thing you want to do is you want to think big. A lot of the time, people to create because they start from where their resources is or are at that point in time. And that's not a good thing. So what you want to do is you want to ensure that you're thinking how far, how large, how big can this idea be, right? And then you want to cascade that big idea, right, into small parts and start from the least. Do you think that Apple does not know how to do iPhone 5 when they started with an iPod? So the vision or the goal of Apple right from time was always very big, right? But it was difficult for them to express it or to sell it to people. So they had to come down and say, okay, yes, we want to innovate, like we want to create solutions. How can we start? And what's that place where we can meet people? And that place was at that point in time that the iPod came out, what we could relate with, like as technology, was our Discman that has 12 songs, right? Or our Walkman. And then they said, guy, come, I can give you 200 songs. One tiny, like it's a lie, right? Now, when they give us that, we're like, man, I have 4,000 songs in one small thing like this. I have 2,000, like I can't. And they're like, oh, so by this, and then it was, you know, how many of you have seen the iPod? You know, it's just a very interesting song because we used to clack, clack. That's why they started telling you, guys, you can do software. You don't have to stress your life. The life doesn't need to be hard. It's soft. Just calm down. But they didn't just move from and told us to be doing like, no, they helped us. At least we could still feel it. Before they said, okay, just swipe. Did you see how they moved us to where they were? That's what you want to do. So you want to have this big idea where, how many of you have seen Minority Report? Minority Report. The movie where those guys that used to do this technology and then you guys don't, you need to go and see. Yeah, but you've seen so many movies that they will just be using hand to move data sets and then project things, right? Okay. Aha, okay. Okay, Iron Man. Now, is it not funny that sometimes when those movie came out, you could not relate, but now you can relate very well, right? That's it. So they had this big idea, but they had to start small. And then they just tell you, okay, from your phone, just swipe. Now, the holographic technology is already out, right? Some people already have access to it. But at that point in time, when they were showing those movies, it was out of thinking. Do you understand? So that's what you also want to do with your idea. You want to have this big, gigantic idea, but you need to calm down and start small, right? The next thing is you need to have a vision. Like you need to see the future of that idea. What is it going to take people to? What's it going to mean in the long run? Right? Because if your idea doesn't have a future, then you yourself, you don't have a future. So you need to see how is this idea, how is it going to revolutionize our thinking, the way people do things, how is it going to help, right? How is it going to transform life? How is it going to impact the economy? You need to have, you need to be very clear to you if it's not clear to anyone else. You, by yourself, you need to be very clear. And that's something you want to do about your idea. If it's not clear, then you need to go back and still think more on it or even discuss with people, right? The future of your idea needs to, it needs to be real to you than even the things that you can see around you. And that's why most times if you see great startup founders, they are always almost like they are hallucinating. Because that ambition is more real than everything that is happening to them now, right? Now, customer feedback. You need to ensure that you're talking to people about these ideas and getting feedback. Most times people have this, I have this great idea, but bros, you are not the one that would implement, use your great idea, right? So what you want to do is you want to ensure that at every point in time, you're talking to someone or you're having some sort of feedback to know as the idea begins to get formed, you begin to get feedback from the people that are using like, oh, And that's why if you watch most standard tech company, what they do is they do versioning, right? So they say, I have this idea, I do a prototype, I start, I launch, right? The next thing they want to do is they'll tell you version 1. And then customers will say, oh, this button is giving me problem. This is taking time to load, this landing page. And then they'll go back to rework and tell you version 1.2, right? And then like that. So why they are doing those things is because they are receiving feedback from the users and then they are iterating their product. And that's something you want to do. Because that's the only way you have that the product or that idea would have life, right? And then finally,
Excuse me, Chair.
yeah.
Someone online has raised the same observation, and we should please talk to them online.
Is there a way? Because if I'm doing like this, I'm feeling I'm backing them too much. Okay. All right. So thanks for the feedback. So the next thing you want to do is you want to build your team confidence. Now, if your team,
I think somewhere works better.
okay,
You speak from somewhere.
okay for them. All right. They say some people are left brain, some people are right brain. I'm wondering. So where's the perfect place to be? Because I can't see.
Respectively, when you speak this way and then turn and speak this way and then turn right back again.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So for team confidence, one thing you want to, how many of you have worked in a place where you don't believe in the product that your company is working on? Sincerely. Uh-huh. Have you ever sold those products? You struggle. Now, so what you want to do as a business is right from the time you are creating an idea, you want to be sure that you are deliberate about building your team's confidence in that idea, because they are the ones that will practically sell those ideas to people. Because if your team believe in it, they will run with it. You're there, you're not there, they will always run. But if they don't believe, the challenge you're going to have is they're just going to go there, work, going to get paid, and going to move. And then when something else comes, they jump ship and they are gone. And you don't want that, especially when you're just starting, right? All right, so we said, how do you get idea? One, have an idea machine, right? Create building blocks, always research, learn, find out what already exists, right? And now in building blocks, so there's a caveat in building blocks. One of the clips I watched when I was explaining building blocks, he said, so you don't come up with an idea that is just slightly an improvement from what already exists. It has to be a huge improvement on what already exists, right? So imagine I take this artwork, right? And then I just put one line across it. Please, would you buy it? It doesn't make sense. And that's what a lot of people do, right? So you have this great idea that you have this great product or this great work that's already existing, and then you just do a slight improvement and you expect people, it won't have a lifespan. And the people you are competing with, they have resources. So if they just, is that what it's done? So, so let me give you a very good example of how that has played out in Nigeria. So how many of you know Big Cola? Right. Okay. So what Big Cola did was they are doing the same thing Coca-Cola does, right? Okay. But do you know they have the most weird, like I've not seen ginger and turmeric, and I'm like, what? so it's so interesting that they have been able to ensure that while they're coming into that space, they are creating ideas that people can relate to. So I got to know about turmeric from my younger sister. And then she come home and she don't fight it. I'm like, what's that? Like the first time I tasted that thing was terrible. But funny enough, I'm an addict. So one of the things you want to do is you want to ensure you have a huge improvement from, and they can't compete. Do you get? So because I've not seen, the only person that has tried to come around that area is Schweppes. And then they are doing Schweppes, Veggie Mojito, doing Schweppes Chapman, and all, doing Schweppes Zopo, right? Right. Okay. So that's it. So and once you have that such improvement, there's really no competition in the early stage because it takes people time to come and catch up with you. You understand? So that's what you want to do. Next. Finding the right people. Oh, how many of you have hired someone before? Oh, you've not. You've hired. How was it? Tell me your experience. How was it? Hmm? No,
Okay, so then but it was one of the hiring process.
okay.
My company I work with an extra designer. So you a designer already, just come and see one.
What was your experience?
Well, I realized I was also guilty of it.
Okay, interesting.
We actually overestimate our sales and potential, and this CV is going to kill them. So I learned that when I was, the first place I worked, the entrepreneur got me the job in the first place I worked, it was just my interaction with the people who interviewed me. And it was while I was on the job, I knew I really need to sit up unless I'm going to lose. I was going to sit up and I worked with them for like 3 years. I moved to my current place. And I was part of the hiring process now, and I realized that people actually overestimate themselves, and it's kind of when you're picking the people you want, you realize that you're not necessarily choosing because of their skill. There are a lot of factors that come into play when you think about the people who are already in the company, bringing this person in, and perhaps you want to find the right balance for the person.
Okay.
For me,
Just pause. Okay. You're disappointed?
Yeah.
Oh, why is that?
It was actually quite hard to find somebody. Yeah.
But I thought there's a lot of unemployment.
It's not about skills.
Okay.
It's like they ask what a question and the person goes interview and all that. Yes, really.
Let's say by God's grace, I can do it.
Exactly. Something.
And you're like, is it God that has come and do it, or you? Or I know God will do you now. What will you do, right? Okay. Why? Who else is talking about hiring? Okay.
Just like
Does anyone online want to talk about hiring so we can just read up? Okay.
just like everyone expectation. But people actually overestimate themselves. So it's because of interview process. It's a tedious job managing the right people. I think probably at the time it was okay. I think I could work with this. But no, not what actually what you do.
You just have to bring down your standard.
Training and
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anyone online wants to talk to us? Yeah, let him go ahead. No, let him say it out. Let's have one person so that we can quickly watch the video.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. Basically, for me and the firm I work with, hiring hasn't always been about competency, because we live in an environment where finding the right set of people to do the work needed is not, the right set of people are not so much. So what we have been doing is training and then employing, sort of like apprenticeship. So you invite this set of people to come learn, and while they are learning, they are also employed. So that's what we've been doing. And to some extent, it hasn't been the easiest way out, because one would always want to have the professional hand, but it has been rewarding.
Oh, that guy, and the good guy, oh. Yeah? And he's friends with everybody. 80% of the workforce is my guy now. But sometimes you need to tell yourself, this guy, continue with this guy. But you know the funny thing, there's one characteristic that they have. So they will tell you the company is bad. If you just join in, they will orientate you why the company is a bad company, the company that you understand for you to go. But you know, but you will not ask first about if it's bad, why is he there? Eh? So now for you to, because really for us to have this change, for us to build this creative economy that we want to talk about, that we're talking about, it's not something you can do by yourself. You need people, right? So the guy online, yeah. Hi, please go ahead with your. You can unmute and go ahead. A4. P4. Okay, Hayford, please go ahead with your question or comments. Hayford, can you hear me? We've unmuted him. He has to unmute himself. Okay. Yes. Okay, when it comes up, let's just continue. So a lot of times, right, we won't be able to create an economy by ourselves. And that's why as a people, we are not moving. A lot of us have one-man business across board. Even the big companies that you think they are one-man business because they don't understand the principles of creating teams. Why people like Facebook, Google is because they're not doing one-man business. You don't want to collect 5,000 and then Mark Zuckerberg is one of five. In Nigeria, you see a $4 billion company, you need 200 naira. The CEO has to sign. And you're like, okay, where do you want to go? You can't go anywhere with that now. Do you understand? So you need to be sure that you're also, as you're starting, you're very deliberate about the people that are going with you, because you need to be able to release this responsibility and trust that they will execute according to the design you guys had in the beginning. Because if that doesn't happen, you will now run business the way we run business in Nigeria, where one man is the center at the beginning, and when the man goes, there might be 8,000 staff. The man goes, everything goes down. Do you understand? And that's the real reason why. And everybody wants to be boss in Nigeria now. The new trend is I'm my own CEO, founder, co-founder, startup founder. But you need, like, even there, you need people, right? So you need to be deliberate about investing in people even before you go that big. You need to be very deliberate about finding and keeping connection with the right people so that when you want to spin up or you want to start, you can easily run with them, right? And trust them for their capacity and try and test them over time. So that's something you want to do. So I'm just going to give us some very short conversation. In your team formation, like, is practically the most important part of your startup or your business, right? If you miss it there, you've missed it, right? Because they're practically the ones that would bring this idea to life. They're the ones that will breathe into it and make it make sense, make it worthwhile, make it what people want to use, right? And you also want to spend time to invest in these people. First is finding them, right? And it's keeping them. Finding them is hard, but it's doable. But keeping them is harder because you also need to be sure that you've made them understand that their vision can be fulfilled buying into your vision. If you can't make that clear to them, then you won't have them for long. So what you want to do is you want to make the vision of that idea so big that people can actually have full expression inside it. Let me give you, so I was having a conversation with my current boss, and I told him that, so, like, I'm in this part of my life where why I work is not money, why I work is impact and expression. And what gives me full expression is creating an economy within our economy. And that's archery for me, right? So my Saturdays is a holy grail towards archery. Like, I can't hear you, I can't think, I can't, if it's not archery on Saturday, I can't really hear you. If I do anything for you that is not archery on Saturday, then you mean a lot to me. And don't play with it. Because if you want to see me on Saturdays, I'm at 05. That's it. And it was like, okay, wow, that's, he understands that. And that will be his own contribution towards my own passion. And I was like, oh, awesome. Because the conversation is, if we don't have that alignment, then I know, okay, I can't help you do whatever it is you want me to come and help you. But because, oh, you're investing in me, then I can, like, I'm even carrying the team. You even practically think I run the place, or me, I'm part of the the shareholders. No, but because he's able to make me know that, oh, this is your vision, this is your passion, right? You have my full support on it. Do you understand? Then it's easy for me to he already has the message, just talk to this record. Do you understand? So it's more of a, like, I'm not even I'm saying it as work. It's just a way of life. Because he understands that, oh, this is what gives you your full expression. But some boss will tell you, no, you must, like, there is no fight out fire. If I must, then I must go, right? So you need to be sure that you've crafted your vision in such a way that people can have full expression, like not half, full expression of their own personality inside your vision. Once you can crack that, you're good, right? So beyond your staff having the right skills, having the right knowledge, you need to be sure you want to create a tribe with your team. So whether they are working for you or not, once they've gone through you, they become a member of your tribe. That even when they go to anywhere, they are still a member of the tribe, and they are practically even working for you in that place. You know, there are some people that they're going to government and they send all the contact and the deals to a particular organization. You'll be like, what is happening? It's because they've been able to create, so they are not just having employee go, come, no, they are creating a tribe of people that have a particular mindset, understand the urgency for us to create a stable economy in that business. You understand? And that's what you want to do. So everyone that comes in touch, because they might just pass through you for now and they need to meet you up later. But if you don't do it well now, when they meet you up later, it will not be what's going to happen. You understand? So you want to be deliberate about that. Next slide. What happened? Our screen has changed. Next slide. We'll soon round up. We just have 2 more. All right. Okay, so I want us to watch this interview. I think this is an interview. Let me see. Building your business.
So my online store alone, we've sold over $500,000 worth of spices. That's so crazy.
How many of us know Elon Musk? No, you need to act in Nigeria. It can't be too short. All right, so building your business. I want us to listen to this conversation. First, wait, I want us to listen to this conversation. It's part of the things that just gives me clarity for business, right? And I think it will help you guys. So really pay attention. So guys, online, please also pay attention. Listen.
The first is, depending on how well you want to do, particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented this small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night. 7 days a week, all the time. Work hard, like every waking hour. That's the thing I would say. Particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say like, if somebody else is working 50 hours and working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
I think too, it's going to make sure that whatever you're doing is a great product or service. That has to be really great. And I go back to what I was saying earlier. If you're a new company, unless it's like some new industry or new market that If it's an untapped market, then you have more ability to, the standard is lower for your product. So if you're entering anything where there's an existing marketplace against large entrenched competitors, then your product or service needs to be much better than theirs. It can't be a little bit better because you put yourself in the shoes of the consumer and they say, why would you buy it as a consumer? You're always going to buy the trusted brand unless there's a big difference. So a lot of times, entrepreneur will come up with something which is slightly better. And it's not, it can't just be slightly better. It's going to be a lot better.
The other thing to say is that if you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So either join a group that's amazing that you really respect, or if you're building a company, you've got to gather great people. I mean, all the company is a group of people that are gathered together to create a product or service. And so depending on how talented and hardworking that group is, and the degree to which they're focused cohesively in a good direction, that will determine the success of the company. So do everything you can to gather great people, and if you're creating a company. Then I'd say focus on signal over noise. A lot of companies get confused. They spend money on things that don't actually make the product better. So, for example, at Tesla, we've never spent any money on advertising. We put all the money into R&D and manufacturing design to try to make the car as good as possible. And I think that's the way to go. So, for any given company, just keep thinking about, are these efforts that people are expending, are they resulting in a better product or service? If they're not, stop those efforts. And then I think that the final thing I would encourage you to do is, now is the time to take risk. You don't have kids, but as you get older, your obligations increase. And once you have a family, you start taking risks not just for yourself, but for your family as well. It's much harder to do things that might not work out. So now is the time to do that before you have those obligations. So I would encourage you to take risks now, do something bold. You won't regret it.
So, how many of us can recount some of the points?
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working.
Anyone online? The points? Is anyone? No, some of the guys online. Nobody. Points. The points that you took notice of. Just mention one. Signal. Okay, take risk. Work hard. No, I didn't say work hard. Work super hard. That, yes. Okay. Okay, all right. Are you speaking? Yeah.
Take risks now.
All right. Okay. Yes. All right. So you said take risks now. What are other one?
Work super hard.
Work super hard. All right. Okay. So that means we all took notes of what he said. And see, this is someone that has built, I think, the most impressive business that I've ever seen in my life. And why is that? It's not doing the norm. Do you know what it is for somebody to be thinking of going to have its own? It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And we are saying, oh God, this one is Africa, just make it happen, right? So we are depending on you guys to. We are not telling you to go out there. Just Structure this one that you have, and then let us begin to impact our own continent now, not the world, just continent. That's not so hard it starts now, right? So if you want to do his work, you do work super hard, right? But if you want to do that, just work. You don't even need to work hard to make it happen. Yeah, you understand? So that's it. So if you want to build your business, and why I play that is because you really need to know what it is for people that are doing great things. What do they do? And if you have an understanding of what they do, you need to just assess yourself, right? Really, am I ready to do this? Do you understand? Because most times a lot of people go into things in Nigeria because of money. That's the least reason why you should go into anything. But if you tell people they don't hear, but that's the true. That's the least reason why you should go into anything. If you go into this thing because you understand the impact, right? The money will come. That's definite. Like the money would always come. The guys are going to this thing because they want to make a change. And the money always do come, right? Okay. Okay. The money always do come, right? So that's something you should take note of. So let's just go through. So there's building your business. I have 9 points. I've just touched through them before we go into branding. So the first thing you want to do is you want to be organized, right? What's that? What's 2? Okay, so we have like 18 minutes. I can run this in 8 minutes and do that in 10 minutes. So one of the things you want to do is you want to be organized. A lot of people, you want to do a business, you don't even have a to-do list that you're checking out. It's as small as it's not a big thing. Just have a to-do list. Okay, so today, what am I doing in line with my business, right? Even if you're working and you want to have your startup, just have a to-do list. Say, okay, today, what are the 2 things, 3 things, 5 things I want to do regarding my business? The next thing you want to do is you want to keep detailed records, right? And how does this work? Do you know there are things that you need to get ready for your business even before you start the business, right? I remembered when I wanted to start my the food business. So what I did was I first created a menu list of what are the things I wanted to offer, right? And then I started scrubbing it. I know this one I can't do this one, take too much time. So this one I don't have a unique taste, right? The next thing was I now started doing trials. So I'll do it with combination, check out the taste, it works, it doesn't work, I'll cancel it, do another taste until I found out my own unique taste. Oh, this is now. Now, if I should sit with you 15 minutes, I'll give you my recipe, you do it, you get the same results. Because I went through the process of being detailed of how, what I want and what I want. So I have a signature taste, like if it is, it is. If it's not, and I don't need to be there for it to happen. It's because it's science, because I kept the record. Do you understand? Analyze the competition. So people say analyze the competition. Most times I don't believe anybody's in a competition. I'm one of those great philosophers that believe that the sky is big enough for everybody to fly, right? And no two birds hit themselves. I'm that weird. But then it's also good for you to analyze the competitors to know what you can do to improve, right? One of the things when I went into my food business was that, oh, you know what? I want people to be able to have quality, healthy meal at affordable price, right? Because in Abuja, if you want to eat burger and chips, you have spent 3,000, 5,000. Like, oh God, just chips. It's cheap now. Why? You see now. So I'm like, no, it shouldn't be doing that bad now. Like, why are you doing this to us? And it shouldn't be buka, right? It should still be chicken and chips, like burger and chips. Like, it should be something that I can 2K, 1.7. Like, it should be something that I can afford, not something that I would think. Because if you take 2 people now, you're in trouble. And then the person say, give me extras, like the side. You just like, madam, is this where you want to come and come on? Or just, no, let's go to the other place. Okay, so just analyzing those competitions just help you know how to position yourself in the market. Then, Elon Musk told you about risk. Understand the risk and the rewards, right? What do you need to do to get there, right? And what would you get when that thing comes? Most times you don't analyze these things, and you need to. Right? What are the risks? How many all night do I have to do to get these products up? You understand? Have you guys managed a retail business before? Have you worked in a retail store before? Anything that is retail, that people come every day? How is customer service in that case? Because
anybody that takes they can't afford to spread people who are not working.
So you need to understand like what is the risk of this business, right? It's just like you're doing our own kind of work in Nigeria. You cannot sleep now. People will just be shouting, no, calm down now. There are issues that even myself, I cannot even fix almost immediately. You understand? So you need to understand the risk of that business and then also the reward. Next time.
I think they need to prepare
okay.
Question.
Okay.
Someone made a comment.
Oh. Okay. Can we just do the typing for the online audience? So if the person just says it, just reply because it's taking our time. That's what I'm saying. So what they react, somebody should just type it to the online audience. Yes. Yes. Because it will take our time doing the mic thing. We only have less than 10 minutes. Okay. So the next slide. So the next thing you want to do is you want to be consistent. So most times, a lot of people are, when they are starting their business, they're not very consistent in either their product offering, their features, or their service, right? If you start with an excellent package, you now can't say because the cost of things are going high, you now begin to use nylon bag. It's not going to work, right? Yeah, you're using some standard products. You need to ensure that you're consistent across board once you've done your risk analysis and your reward analysis. Next. No, bro. All right, so it's a creative space, so you also need to be creative, right? You need to ensure that your ideas are new, they're fresh, they're exciting. And so, and this is how you look at it. So if you look at all the businesses that you've engaged, Facebook, Amazon, like go and look at their first products, right? And then look at what they have now. You always see that improvement, that creativity coming out Even WhatsApp. WhatsApp has something that I think I like now. It tells you to disappearing messages. So if you send messages to people, you can just automatically that after one day. Just clear. I don't want my whole to be filled up. Do you understand? So that's something like that was very, very creative, I feel, right? Stay focused. There's going to be a lot of distraction. People are going to tell you how you should improve the product, how you should take it high, how you should bring it down, how you should expand it. But stay focused. Stay focused to what you've designed, right? And then ensure that you're only working based on your customer's feedback, based on how you can handle them. The 8th one is prepare to make sacrifices. It's not going to be a bed of roses, right? It's not going to be how you think. You just create the product, send it out, and then money will start coming. No. Sometimes your food money, your rent money, your 10 million look for trouble. All the money that you've saved for rainy days needs to, right? But once you know that this is it, to always play out at the end of the day. Then provide great service. So this is, how many of you have experienced a very shitty service? There's nobody in Nigeria that's not experienced. So you need to not be those people. You know, and shitty service could be related. So you know how those people will tell you for price here. Okay, so you see that it's a shitty service. Like, what's that? You're a criminal. People that do that, I just see you. You're a criminal. You're not being transparent. So it means that you profile sell. Like I'm like that's a very disgusting behavior to have as a brand. So you can't say that your product is 20 naira and sell it at 20 naira. So you first go and check the person and find out if they work with government, and then what's that? That's dirty now, and that's why we don't grow. Because to A, we want to sell at, and then to B, we want to say, no, don't use my product. Like, every business person in Nigeria does. It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to serve, like it's a product. Just get it to the people and let them be excited about it. So you need to ensure that you're providing great service or great products. Because sometimes it's not service, sometimes it's products.
Sorry, I just need to interrupt. We need to, if you're sharing about this program on social media, we need to use the following hashtags as we share, so that people can know about the program. So as you're on social media, please use that hashtag as well.
We watch this. What did? Yeah, downloaded it. Okay. Let me see the video. We'll have time. So branding and marketing your business. So here I'll just talk about few concepts. Oh, I wanted us to watch an advert. Please. How was that? So that's just branding. How come you just felt different all of a sudden? No, so that's all. See, your feeling. That's all your brand is all about. Your feeling, how you make people feel. That's all. When people hear your name and encounter your products, engage your people, how they feel, that's what your real brand is. So while you begin to think about creating that product, service, you need to be very deliberate and ensure that the message, the feeling that people derive, right, from that encounter is what you actually want them to. Do you understand? All right, so let's just go through 6 steps and then we do 3 terms of marketing, which you guys know, and then call it a day. So first process of creating your brand is identify your audience. Do you know some people would watch that same video and they'll say, God forbid, witchcraft? No, do you know? Do you know? They'll start casting and buying, they'll say, devil, they're advertising devil. Do you know? So you need to know who your audience is. Because if you go to some places now and you go and do that type of advert, you're on your own. Right? So identify your audience. Know what your value proposition is. So do you see their own value proposition was the world stood still. Like if they are coming, everything, like when the guy gets here, everything pauses because he's around. And if you see that Rolls Royce, you will just stand. Like, you know, that's not the effect. Like, if you see that car, you will just, like, For the first few seconds, you will just like, oh. But you know, there are some cars you say, "Oh, sleep car." No, that's not what. This one you will behave yourself because the car will be making you feel like you are misbehaving. you just stand down. You're like, hey. Like that, and that's how you draw the oh, because that is the emotion they want to connect with. Do you understand? Your mission and your values, it needs to be part of your brand, right? What do you stand for? So one of the companies that have done this best is Volvo. Have you guys seen any Volvo adverts? Oh. So Volvo's core value is safety. Go and check all their adverts. All the storyline ends with the fact that with our car, that's it. Those guys, they've been able to have that. Like, go and check any. I wanted to play like two, but I wanted to play like one Volvo's advert for you guys to see. Mad. Like they would express the. You won't even know that. But when they finish, you just find out that sit. That's it. Then brand personality. Obviously, what does your brand communicate? Does it communicate the big boy? How many of you have seen? Is it Ban and Olufsen? Ban and Olufsen. How many of you have seen? Have you seen any of the adverts? Have you seen any adverts? Very insulting adverts. Very insulting. Very insulting. It's when you're hammer, to buy, yeah. You have to hammer like 2 times to buy one of them. Guess what they are saying? No, you can't. How do you want to? Speaker. Yeah. There was one that they said that even when you hammer, you cannot still up, like even when you blew, or like even almost like when you blow and you blow again, then you can have the opportunity to see. Like to see. Like those guys, like those their adverts were crazy, but then it just made you feel like, man, I want to insult this guy. I want to have like 5. Like it will provoke. And they understand the Nigerian market. You know, Nigerian people like. They say if they can carry the speaker and be walking on the road like this. So you know that you don't know me. Yeah? So that's it. Then brand assets. Your brand assets are your logo, your brand book, right? If you want, so he's already advertising himself. You want to do. You also do graphic design, right? Photography. Okay, so he's your guy. You want to create your brand asset. All right, channel management. How do you get your brand across to people? This channel management is a lot. It's a lot. It's from all your touch points. Your touch points can be your website, can be your social media handle, can be your staff, can be your office premises, can be your flyer, can be like everywhere people engage you. You need to ensure that you are deliberate about how it happens, right? Even your rider, some of you that do delivery. So your rider now, they'll say, "Oh, God, where the place there now?" You say, "Wait, now, God, get this dog. I don't know. You come outside where?" So all your channels, you need to ensure like you're keeping tab of them and ensure that they're actually communicating what you want. Once you can have all this knocked out, you're good, right? Then we'll talk about marketing. So basically, like this is the last slide. Just go straight there. So for marketing, you just have 3 M's, right? It says, what is the market, right? What do you sell to? Which market do you sell, right? Understand that market, right? Understand the message that you want to pass across. And how would do you understand? How would you, and then the medium, which is the channel. So where is my market at? Is my market African? Is my market Europe? Is my market world? Is my market just Abuja? It's my, right? So it's just imagine now that your market is Abuja and you're going to use Lagos stars to sell to Abuja. You will not move. Or your market is Lagos, you're using Abuja's You know, Abuja is class, it's no stress. Eh? But Lagos, I'm telling you. You understand? So you need to find out what is the market and how does the market operate, right? And what's the best way to go into that market, right? Some of the ways you can go into the market is just, some can actually be through networking. Just talk to one person, like Abuja now. One person just needs to talk about you and the right audience, and the right space you have gone. Lagos, nobody needs, even if they like, they don't talk about you, but your product just sits there and people like it. 2 seconds, you are sold out. You get so each market has different realities. If you go to Niger, you don't know government, you don't do business with government, you're broke, you're coming back here. Do you understand? So all the markets have different characteristics, and you must understand that market to be able to know what you want to do, right? Then once you understand the market, you want to know the message you want to pass across to them, right? So once you profile the market, like how does this market, what am I saying? Because if you say the wrong thing, you go to the north, you say fresh, nice pork burger here. On your own, like then they were just like, okay. Do you understand? Like you're just being insensitive, like, oh guys, this is what you want to come and say this market. Come and say, let us see you now. Do you get it? You not say, oh, you have your own niche. Niche what now? Where? Do you understand? So you need to be very concerned about the message that you, and that message is for that market. Do you understand? And then the final one, medium. How would these people get to hear, right? Okay, so you know, one of the funny thing that we do in this part of the world, we all assume everybody is on the social media platform we like it the most. Do you know we do that? Very erroneous way of thinking. Like very erroneous way of thinking. So some people now, you tell them social media on Instagram. Oh God, are you sure that your market is Instagram that is the best? Some of your products, why are you not selling it? Because you're on Instagram, when you should be on Facebook. Sometimes you're supposed to be on WhatsApp, nowhere else but your WhatsApp status. Or your Instagram, every day posting. I've not recorded one thing. So go and post on your status. Flood it. Because the people that buy from me are the people that know you. Do you understand? So you need to find out what is that medium that best helps your business, right? And ensure you leverage it. And the only way you can know it is you try all of them, right? So when you start, try. Get feedback, record, try again, feedback, record, and then like, oh, okay, this is my people. But it doesn't mean that you close those places, but you just ensure that you put more effort into that place and you see return. All right, guys, I hope you've been able to have a little bit of understanding of the creative economy, what you need to do, right? What you need to do in terms of generating your idea, what you need to do in terms of building your business, what you need to do in terms of branding yourself. And now the real work in terms of the how you want to go deep down is part of the things you need to go back online, right? And then ensure that you complete the modules, get your certificate, but do them. Forget the theory, do the actual work, right? And then let's see a very creative African economy in the next year. Thank you very much. My name is Sean.
Can we please put together a hands for Sean once again? Okay, so thank you very much for our online audience. Thank you for being very patient with us as well. We started slightly behind schedule. This will happen hopefully by tomorrow. I'm also going to implore the rest of us who are in-house. This is, as we know, a 4-day program being put together by the British Council. By the way, my name is Philip Agbese. I'm the creative director of Havik, space in which we are in. And I'll be your host for a few days to come. We've just looked at an introduction today. So tomorrow we'll really be getting down into the deep stuff. We'll be talking about how to create your products, especially for those of us who are aspiring entrepreneurs or who wish to be. How do you want to create your products? What What yardsticks do you use to develop your products? What do you measure your products by? If you're someone who is, of course, a creative in the house, how can you also network? How can you find markets for what you do? Are you someone who develops products for others? How can you find synergy in the ecosystem? How can you find work in the ecosystem? The things you create now, what kind of impact does it have? What are the type of impact you are likely to have with your products? Because one of the easiest way of failing in business really is to continue to create stuff thinking that it will enjoy a lot of acceptance. But it's always about chasing the money as well. So how do you take your creativity and match it with what's out there, the market out there, so that you can create things that can make you become a successful entrepreneur? So we'll be looking at things like that tomorrow. Please, I'd implore us all to come before 10 so that we can start at 10, especially because of our online audience, because most people already have their time scheduled. I also implore each and every one of us who put it in the chat room online, the hashtag for this particular event. So you can help spread it on social media, you can tweet about it, you can talk about it on your various platforms. And for those who would like to still join us virtually, I think it is still open, the option is still open. So we'll be looking at all this tomorrow. We'll share all the slides for our online audience. We'll share all the slides for those who have registered online. We'll share the links online as well. So if you haven't registered, you can still do that. It's open. And then we will be sending all the materials to you. So thank you very much. By tomorrow, like I said, even online, we'll be looking at breaking into certain types of interactions, discussing, deep diving really into the kind of design, the kind of products we need to do to become successful people or entrepreneurs within the creative system. So thank you once again. Brilliant having you guys. It's time to network. It's time to meet each other. And let's have this conversation starting from here as well. We're all one big family. Thank you for your time. And once again, thank you. There's a question? Okay, a few questions. Okay, sure. Can I address them? Or are they for sharing directly? I can? Okay, quick question. Will there be any collaborations regarding market linkage? Yes, certainly there will be. As a matter of fact, I can say it now that if you finish the online modules, the training modules, it opens you up to opportunities for grants through the British Council. It opens you up also to access to their network and to markets as well. So I think for that question, it is answered. There would be a lot of market linkages. That's very true. Anything else? Okay, so great presentation. Please, how do we capitalize on family and friends to have our products or service out there? Well, family and friends are your number one cheerleaders. Your family will always support your business. Your friends will always support your business. So you should be able to get word out there through them. I think they're actually your easiest sell because there are people who know you and there are people who want your business to grow. So they would be too pleased to help promote your business on any platform. However, you really cannot count on just them. You must grow your circle much more than that. It must be bigger than that as it is. So while it is good to start with family and friends, we must push for the bigger picture, the greater picture out there, the market itself that we desire. You would certainly have certain markets you desire and you want to play in. So will your family and friends get you there? If they can, oh, brilliant. But oftentimes that might not be true. So you still need to do, like Sean said, do the hard work. You need to do the work. But the beauty about this is if you follow the modules, if you follow the instructions, and you do them diligently, the reality is that you will really find yourself growing. It's really so amazing. You will find yourself becoming what others already are and that you aspire to become. Is there any other question? Says what? Hello, everyone. The facilitator spoke about registering for the courses online, but I really didn't get that part right. What's the registration for, please? Okay, so there are 2 registrations. You are supposed to, as a participant in this program, register with the British Council e-learning module online. Because once you register for that, you get access to the online training modules, the markets, the questions, the information out there to build yourself. There is also a second registration that we'll put on the link, which is this local registration for this event happening. So if you want the materials from this event that is happening currently, and if you want to interact with people here in this space and within the chat rooms and all, then you need to do that registration as well. So those are the 2 registrations we're talking about. All the links are online in the chat room already. Any other questions? Someone said what? Sorry? Which one? We will actually send everything on the chat room to you guys because you've already registered. So you'll be getting all the videos, all the materials directly in your email boxes. But if you haven't registered or if you didn't register, then you need to do it now. And for the in-house people who have not gone online to do the British Council registration, you will do it here now before you leave. It will just take about, I think, to some, have you been able to finish yours yet? Okay, so it will take just, I think, about 2-3 minutes and we're done. Any other questions, sir? Sulu Shaib Abdullah Kim online. Please, could you type your question because we're trying to unmute you to hear you speak, but could you just ask your question via the chat room, if you don't mind? Charles Oluwa.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, sure, I can hear you. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so actually, you actually answered, and that's why I just don't mind. I just need clarity. So now, I believe I'm registered for this particular program now. So I want to know the difference between the 2 because I don't really get it. The other one that has to do with module, is it like an online training that I have to take personally on my own and take exam?
Oh, yes, you will not have to take an examination, but you need to go through the training modules because that's the primary aim of this whole exercise, right? There are training modules online that you need to register for, and that enables you to get a direct certification of participation from the British Council when you finish. So you're actually registering directly on the British Council platform, okay? But for the purpose of this exercise as well, because we have a local community, we have the Abuja creative community and the economy within Abuja and Nigeria at large. For that purpose, right, you need to register if you haven't with the local link that we sent. There's a Microsoft form that you should have filled. When you fill that, we'll have your details and then we'll be able to send materials to you as well because you have your emails and subsequent benefits that will come. We're able to reach you directly. So that's the difference between the 2. Is that all right? Hello?
Yeah, I think I get it. Please, can you send the Google form again so that we can?
Just scroll up in the chat link, in the chat room. They are all displayed there, but we can still post it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions, please? Okay, so someone, Faiza Ibrahim said, the second form is like the same one we fill to get to participate in this. Is it any different? No, that's the second form. So you are correct. If you fill that already, you don't need to fill it. But you need to fill the one for the for the British Council e-learning platform.
because when you feel that there are two links we sent there and you will see them. There's the one that has the short link, and then there is CEEP CAVIC. That's the second form. There's a first form that talks about the British Council e-learning program. It's also there in the chat room. So if you check that, you just click it. It's a very straightforward process. And the reason why we're asking you to do that is because it is not localized. So whether you're watching from anywhere in Africa, you're able to sign on with or from your country directly. And then you can get your certification when you're done directly. It has nothing to do with Nigeria as it is. So it's open for everyone. And you can actually introduce a lot of others to it because it's a very robust program, but very concise. So it will teach you a lot about business. Thank you. Is there any other question?
Good afternoon, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, when I finished registering for this other one, I can see that all the courses are showing. So is it like we have to log in every day for us to tick the courses we've attended, or it updates itself automatically?
Which one of them are you talking about? The British Council?
Yes, because I'm talking about the British Council because I'm seeing courses completed 0 over 26. So how do we make the update or automatically?
The way it is structured is that you need to go through each class. That's why they will not give you a certificate until you are finished. And it is done in such a way that you can't jump from one module to the other until you finish it. But they are very short modules. So some are a couple of slides, some are like 1 minute videos, 5 minute videos. So when you are done with each module, you will see completed and it will tick. Okay.
Okay. So we have to be
finally now say you have completed the course. And it's done that way so you can do it according to your own pace. You know, our way of learning is different from one another. Some people can do it, you know, you can finish that course in a week if you sit on it. Others might take a month, others even a year. So it really depends. Well, whatever time it is you finish, you will get a certification from the British.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do we have any other questions before we close this session? Please don't forget to, we will share the hashtag and let's endeavor to log on early tomorrow, maybe before 10 if we can, so that at 10 we'll just bring ourselves up to speed. There's quite a lot to cover. We're looking forward to having a wonderful time. So if there are no more questions.
Hi, I have a question. Excuse me, sir.
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Ashley.
Ashley, where are you speaking from?
Abuja.
All right, Abuja, Ashley. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. It's actually tied to what the lady before me just asked. Are we supposed to go online and tick every day? Or, sorry, I didn't get that part. My network was a bit shaky. And also, what does it take to be part of the physical class?
The physical class. So what happened was that for those who registered early, they actually got scheduled for the physical class because the physical class can only accommodate 120 people, right? We're still having, I think, just a few spots open. I really need to confirm, but if we do have an open spot and you'd like to attend physically, maybe what I would say, if you're in Abuja and you'd like to attend physically, please, can you let us know in the chat room? Well, because even though it is about full, we can still see if we can make some accommodations so you can be here. Now, as to the first question you asked, you need to go online because it's an online training module. So you need to go online and attend that training. So the training are in, it's a virtual training. So you have videos, you have slides, you have podcasts, you have assignments. And as you do them, each one is ticked. So you could finish that training if you focus on it in a week. But it is designed for you to do it at your leisure. So whatever time it is you finish, and it is registered on the module that you are done, then you get a certificate from the British Council, a certificate of participation in the program. Does that answer your question, Asi?
Yes, just about that. So what we're doing virtually doesn't count unless we're going online to do our other modules, right? That's what it means.
Everyone who's here, both those who are in-house and those who are online, are all doing the virtual training as well. You need to understand that. They are all signed on to the British Council platform. And so if you don't feel that, if you haven't done that online signing, then you're not on that platform itself directly.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions before we close the session? I think so. We can. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Could you speak a little bit louder? What's your name, please, and where are you speaking from?
Okay, my name is Wisdom Datumo. I'm speaking from Ghana.
Oh, okay, Ghana. How are you, sir?
Everything is all good, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. If I understand you clearly,
yes, sir.
That means the certificate will be issued from the British Council platform.
Directly.
Okay, good. Okay.
So for people like you who are in Ghana, when you are signing on online, there is a module that asks you country, because it will sign really via your phone numbers. So it will ask you country, and then you will just fill Ghana.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Very well, sir. I will come.
Okay, people say they like to. I think there are no questions regarding this anymore, so we will be able to deal with this, right? Okay. So thank you very much for our online audience, our in-house audience. It's time for us to have our refreshments. Sorry, online guys, there are no virtual refreshments. We'll try and sort that out as soon as we can.
Sir, we are not happy here. We are not happy here for not having refreshment.
You
can send the refreshment via Zenda.
You have account numbers. You have account numbers.
We also have an account numbers.
You have account numbers, so
yeah, we need it.
Join us on the metaverse. It's a new world out there. We can even give you land in the metaverse. You know how it is.
Call our account numbers, please. Call our account numbers, please.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been fun having you. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, Smita. If anyone is still online and you'd like to attend physically if you're in Abuja, please put your email address in the chat room and we'll get back to you. Thank you. Okay.